The Detroit Lions have brought in a new player off of the injury to Alex Anzalone. In this video, let's talk about exactly what that injury is, who the replacement is, and how, you know what? The replacement, honest to goodness, isn't even the guy they brought in. He's already on the team, but it'll provide even better depth. Hopefully, I didn't give away the whole video right there. But here, look, here's the deal. Alex Anzalone broke his arm. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. So we are going to talk about that injury, the length, and where that puts it at. But first, let's get to what you all want to know. Who have the Detroit Lions brought in to replace our guy, Alex Anzalone, who will be greatly missed? And it is none other than David Long Jr., out of the Miami Dolphins. So let's talk about this guy. These numbers down here don't look good. I'm going to show you why those are misleading. He has actually been a pretty good player his entire career. This is a guy who is out of West Virginia. He was drafted in 2019. He was a Mountaineer. He was drafted by the Tennessee Titans. His rookie year, he didn't play much. And then in the following 4 years after that, 3 for Tennessee, 1 for Miami. He played 380, 634, 740, 823 snaps. In those years, he was basically a full-time linebacker for them. His run defense was out of control for these Tennessee defenses, and even last year in the Vic Fangio defensive scheme for the Miami Dolphins. In fact, he played so well for the Dolphins last year that this year he was named a team captain. He was a team captain this year, and he was cut mid-season. Help me understand that. What happened was a new defensive coordinator came in for the Miami Dolphins. Wasn't a good fit. It's really simple. Wasn't a good fit. So he gets cut halfway through as a team captain. So once again, Brad Holmes goes out and gets a guy who's a super high character guy, a football guy. You don't get named captain, especially when you're not one of the better players, unless you are a great teammate. That's what that looks like. So we go out and we get another great teammate. All right. No, he wasn't great this year. But last year, when you look at it, and you can say what you want about PFF, but the numbers are going to back it up a little bit. All right. In 2023, I'm going to give you some numbers. All right. His run defense grade on PFF was a 93.4. That is one of the best linebackers in all of football for a run defense grade. His pass defense grade, coverage grade, not good. All right. Over the last couple of years, his coverage grade has not been good. In that same year, he had 78 tackles with 32 assisted tackles. So that would read as over 100 tackles. We are bringing in a guy who had 100 tackles last year. 100 tackles. Now, it's going to take him a second to learn everything that we want to do here, but it's a lot of man-to-man. Like, that's what we do. Man-to-man, he can blitz a little bit, but really he doesn't get to the quarterback often. He gets some quarterback hurries and hits, but he only has 1 sack for his entire career. So don't look for him to be just this awesome blitz monster. And where we are going to miss Alex Anzalone if he's on the field is in the pass defense side of things. So that is a struggle as well. But I think I've covered everything. He was drafted by the Titans in the 6th round, played 4 good years with the Titans, had a phenomenal 2023. Phenomenal 2023. I just want to make that really clear for the Miami Dolphins. And then this year was the struggle under the new thing. In fact, when his rookie deal was up, he signed a 2-year, $11 million deal. So he was getting paid similar amounts of money to what Alex Anzalone is making or got paid for us when he came here from the Saints. It's a very similar type of player when you look at it that way. Not an athletic freak or anything like that, just a good, solid veteran player. Now, I told you he's not the replacement. I told you he's not the replacement because the replacement is this man right here. It is Malcolm Rodriguez. All right. And here's why we needed to bring in David Long. I actually already made another video and I just scrapped it because I knew I had to make this video because this is the breaking news. Like, this is what we have to talk about. And my old video would have been bad because I didn't mention anything about David Long. But what I did talk about was our lack of depth at the linebacker position. There is a severe lack of depth. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is out right now. I think he might even be on IR. I'm not sure, right? You got Trevor Nowaski, you got Malcolm Rodriguez, and you got Ben Neiman. That's it. Like, there's not a lot going back there behind Campbell. So if you have Campbell and Rodriguez that are your starters, all you have behind them are Ben Neiman and Trevor Nowaski, and he's not really built for that role yet. You needed to get a guy in with experience. This is about as good as you could get with David Long, but Malcolm Rodriguez this year has improved greatly. And where I'm talking about he has improved more than anything else is his defensive coverage skills. In year one on PFF, he had a coverage grade of 55. Last year, 46. We almost didn't play him in coverage last year. He only played 63 coverage snaps. Okay, but this year, he's played 114 already. Oh, hello for a sneeze. But he has a coverage grade of 64. He has a run defense grade of 87. He is becoming what David Long Jr. is, or was in his prime as he's in year 3. He's actually taking that same trajectory. So I think Malcolm Rodriguez is the guy that we are going to continue to play. They're both 6th-round picks, by the way. And so that is what I would look at. But now you have depth. So will David Long Jr. even play very often? Not in the next few weeks. I would imagine that would take a while before he plays. I think Malcolm Rodriguez and Ben Neiman are going to be the guys who are taking the snaps at that stack linebacker spot. Jack Campbell is in forever. But what would happen if Campbell got hurt? What would happen if Rodriguez got hurt? Now all of a sudden you are desperately thin at both middle and outside linebacker. Now the Lions only play 2 linebackers often. That third linebacker, they like to be, either stand up and drop in coverage. That's what they do with James Houston, things like that. Nowaski played that role a little bit. So that's, not what this is. They only play 2, so they don't need a ton, but you want to have 4 good, ready-to-go linebackers. And right now we have 3, and you need to have 4 or 5. You really do. So I also talked about Alex Anzalone. The injury it's a broken arm. And I knew the second it happened that it was a broken arm. I looked at my wife. I'm like, he broke his arm. And then he pops up. He looks over. He's like, I broke it. He didn't tell me that. He told his teammate that, or one of the coaches. But if you could read lips, you could see it. And he fractured his forearm, which is good that it's not his wrist because that's more complicated. And so he's out 6 to 8 weeks. And that puts him back anywhere from the San Francisco 49ers game, the week before, the second to last season of the game, or second to last week of the season, to week 1 of the playoffs. That's when he should be back, somewhere in that window. So I think we can get Alex Anzalone back. I really do. But until then, bringing in a guy like David Long Jr. is good. But now we get to see Malcolm Rodriguez. How good are you? Can you be the eventual replacement for Alex Anzalone going forward when his contract's up in a couple years? All right, there you go. Replacement found. We're not usually breaking news stuff, but timing just worked. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.